Stick 'em on your pants.
Pilots, welcome back to the Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook. Hey, check it out. We've got the FMS 1700 millimeter PA-18 Piper Cub designed for STOL operations. Ours came with floats as well. 1700 millimeter wingspan, that's 67 inches. And it's a 4-cell power system. I think that's phenomenal. These wheels are like the size of our head. I promised you guys a build, but we had weather and we just had to go for it. So I want to show you some of do an overview of this plane because it really doesn't need a dedicated build. It was so fantastic. I built the whole thing in like 20 minutes. Mike, look at the tail. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 little screws. It may be 2 millimeter, 2.5. I'm using says 5/64 American. It works, but there's a little bit of play in there. So I think it's probably what is that, a 2.5 millimeter deal? Anyway, it's working. And I want to show you the best part of this thing. I transport with my screws in it for storage so I don't lose them. And here's the wings, and we're going to put those on in a minute. But it's got vortex generators, fuel, you know what I'm saying? Nice hardware. I still have this on there from the box. We'll get that later. But this is very well appointed, and I cannot wait to show you how it goes together. So, Mike, where's the spar? Guess what? It's right here, man.
I bet you put it in the front of the nose.
I put it in here because, and I did poke through the foam to do it, because I was like, I don't want to forget this. So we have the spar out because we're going to need it when we get belly up. The wings do need to be screwed on from the bottom, so I wanted to get the spar out. I have a 4000 all the way forward. Mine came with XT60, so I have an adapter, so I can use my Dean's batteries. But check this out. So we're going to flip it over. We're using our cruise-in stand. I've showed you everything on the top, really. Bullet connectors. Now, check out these landing gear, bros. So easy to put together. So you put the big set in there, and then there's this little piece right here. Can you see it, Mike?
Uh-huh.
That you screw your articulating landing gear springs to. And man, this is cool. The wheels are hard. They're like 6 1/4 inches. And it's the same hardware all over. And I put these in here. These are for the wings. So we're going to go ahead and take these out. Field assembly. I haven't had the wings on and plugged in. This thing has landing lights and wingtip navigation. Now I'm out here in the grass. I gotta be very careful not to lose these. All the screws to assemble the plane are the same size except the spinner for the propeller and the wings themselves. So they're this size. Everything is that size. Again, except for the spinner and the wings themselves. So I've got those cleared out of the way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these out of the way. And do what you like to store and transport this stuff. I do have my magnetic strip on my stand, which I'm going to use for this. Kind of clumsy when it's cold, but it's January and it's like 40 degrees or something. We're going for it. Brass threaded inserts in these places, you know, I think is very top notch. Very solid, sturdy plane, and again, like I said, ours came with floats. When we get some snow or it gets nice and we can get to the water, we'll show you how that's done. Thank you, cruise-in stands. Very nice. And yeah, Mike, take a good look at the plane while I'm on the dark side of the moon over here. The only linkage I had to hook up was the elevator. That was it. That was it. So, are you rolling?
Yeah.
So the spar, I'm sticking it in right now. It fits, there's no doubt about where it goes. And this is the first time that I'm setting these up right now. So these just click in there, but I'm gonna wait till I know everything is ready to go and plugged in here before I do that. very simple.
Hold on a second. Let me get a better
Sure,
shot.
man.
All right, go for it.
Very simple field assembly. I think this is fantastic. So there's the spar, and you see that you're lined up, and you've got the spar to hang on to over here. And make sure that's plugged in nice. Oh yes. And then once we get everything, I'm gonna go ahead and dial this in right now, because that seemed like a, hear that positive click? Look at that. And then we'll screw this on. But we're gonna get the other wing on first, just to balance the thing out, okay? Get out of the way. Nice. And put your hand flat on the other side, push it in the plug. Good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in. Pop. These are awesome. Pop. All right, man, let's come. So short screws, 10 millimeter for here. And look how nice and flush everything goes. And you know, I was really surprised kind of that a 1700 millimeter Cub wasn't 6S, but it doesn't need to be. You remember the 4S FMS Cessna? I'm sorry, 3S. It was the same size as all their 4S planes, but because it was a Cessna, nice and light, wasn't carrying a big load, it was really okay that it ran on 3S. And this finishes it up right here. Look at that. Guess what I just learned? It might, well, you can go forward of the strut and it works. And you know it's a positive, nice and tight fit. Look at that tighten up as you turn it. Because it's those threaded inserts, those brass threaded inserts, you can't miss. Nice rugged plane. I love that you're seeing the technology from the big birds make its way into these things for guys. All right, here's the last two screws. Then we're gonna flip it over and set our throws up. Wiggle it just a little bit there, got her in. I'm not gonna finish that one until I know I got it in the front too. I'm gonna give it just a little bit of pressure. Does that look like it's going?
Not really.
It ought to now. Now let me give it some more.
That's better.
I got positive. That's it. That's working. Nice and tight. I like how it's sprung a little bit. And you could relieve that a little. If there's a little bit of burr maybe on the plastic there. But you're not gonna, you know, strip it out because it's not Phillips. You know, I kind of like Phillips better, but these work out. And we've been building a lot of FMS stuff lately, and this is what they use. So cool. Mike, that's it. I mean, that's it. Now we just got to set the throws.
Go for it.
All right. Now be careful if you do this inside. I already know that the ESC is good to go. I am going to set up my throws now. So radio's on. CG, they say, is I believe 80 to 85 millimeters. And 80 to 85.
That's 78 inches, our conversion.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
And then
Captain Mike math.
Captain Mike math. So 80 to 85. That's right on the gas caps, which of course are right there. So my 4,000 all the way forward feels pretty good. I'm not going to get it up on the CG stand right now because I'm so ready to fly this thing. Something funny. So we're safely away, out of the way, plugging in our battery, and we're going to check our throw direction and set this bird up real quick by the book. No gyro, no nothing. So, I've already got throws in here. So that's my high rate on what this plane was. And let's say ailerons high rate was 16 millimeters. I'd say that's about right. Lows 12, looks good. Correction direction, or not correction, but just flight direction. That's good, that's a left turn. Up elevator is not correct, but right rudder is. And it needs trim. All right, let's reverse. All right, up. And then left, left, right, right, up, up. Cool.
I'll boot your rudder, eh?
So I'm in high rate right now, and I want to see how close I am. The elevator's definitely down. Get it neutral. Flaps. Got to fix those. Okay, endpoint. Thanks for bearing with me here. Looks good to me. So we'll see what we got to do for elevator mix up in the air. What else did I want to do, Mike?
Rudder, did you check that?
Rudder's good.
Perfect.
Right rudder's right rudder. Up elevate. Oh yeah, I just want to look at the throw. Like, let's see. So, like I said, I'm in my high rate. I'm in my high rate, and it's asking for on elevator 20 millimeter. So there I am at 20 at right now. That's good. And then low is 14. That's about right. Dude, this thing's ready to rock. Let's see. Rudder. Rudder's going to be huge. It always is. So it says 28.
Yeah, remember it's tail dragger, so you're going to need a lot.
I can always jack up the rudder, but I'm liking it, man. Let's go fly it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.